Hello. So recently I've been thinking, and I've come across a few questions that I couldn't quite answer right away. Being the reporter and scientist that I am, I've taken to only the most valid research tools, a free multilingual online encyclopedia, written and maintained by a community of volunteer contributors through a model of open collaboration, using wiki-based editing system by fellow scientists, or more commonly known as Wikipedia. In 1849, a couple of explorers were doing explorer stuff, and they found a hippo and thought, man, that looks cool and really big. I think it kind of looks like a horse, but in the water. And they called it a
Hippopotamus.
excuse my Latin, which
Hippopotamos.
means horse, and which means river. So technically it translates to horse of the river, which is really strange because hippos are more closely related to whales and dolphins than horses. In the mid-17th century, the French king Louis XIII started losing his hair, even though he was still pretty young, and he was really embarrassed about it, so he wore wigs to cover up his balding, and everybody else started doing it because they didn't want to upset the king by making him look dumb. An interesting note about this is that they made the wigs out of goat and horse hair, which would smell really bad, so they dumped a bunch of lavender on it so it didn't smell. So Florida was supposed to be a joke when the Founding Fathers were making America, but there was a small miscommunication between the builders and the Founding Fathers, so they went ahead and made it anyways. So now they had to pretend it was on purpose, so they sent all the weird people there so they could have funny headlines, and they decided to put Disneyland there so there was something to do whenever they went to Florida. School has taught us this really weird thing, that evolution takes time, even though it doesn't need to. The only reasons things take forever to evolve is because they aren't XP grinding properly, because when you reach a high enough level, you can evolve like a Pokemon. Just keep in mind that beating up neighborhood animals to level up is not an acceptable way to go about it. Trust me, I already checked and it's illegal or something. Monsters wait for you to fall asleep so they can do monster things like scare you, or if Monsters Inc. is an accurate description of the future, then stand-up comedy. However, they have to wait for you to be asleep because they're really shy, and lots of beds nowadays don't have open bottoms for them to hide in. So now they mainly use closets because most people have one in their room or they're close to one. So if you don't want them coming in, just close the door and they won't open it because they don't want to be rude. Just make sure to let them in if they knock because we are working on an honor system here.